Books can inspire you. Videos can inspire you, show you the right pointer. But until you walk the path, until you do the practice, until you bring each of this into your own routine, regularity, with sincerity, with devotion, commitment, consistency, and practice and practice and practice, it's not going to be yours. I remember way back in 1990, there's a year, it was the divine providence and the will that I'd first in my lifetime visit the soil of United States. During my visit to United States in 1990, so you can just imagine, we have sort of 35 plus years almost. Year after year after year, I've been visiting this country, invited by different communities from all across this vast land. From temples to universities to colleges to corporates to non-corporates, schools, prisons, police academies. I mean, I went all over and faced different kinds of audiences. The grace of the divine was such that I had never ever prepared any speech in my life. I never had to. Because it's not that I had to think to talk. And I have nothing in that sense to really teach or deliver. All that I have understood in my life is that once we do the practice, initial practice, to prepare the instrument, that's the body, the mind, and our breath. The moment we really instructed by the spiritual mentor, which I was lucky enough to get when I was hardly 19 or 20 in my college days, I had the wonderful, grace and blessings and opportunity to come face to face with someone who had lived that life and reached that particular pinnacle of that ultimate human experience. What's that experience? That there is an inside and there is an outside. People of the mundane material world are completely obsessed with the outside, the externalities and the superficials and the continual changing phenomena that is external life is all about. But there are some people in this world who are, due to divine inspiration, are suddenly called upon to go and walk a completely different path. And that path is not to be completely engrossed with what is there out there for me to be happy and make enough money to feel secured, or do this or that to have pleasures in life. They must have gone through all these experiences in their previous incarnations, because we Hindus in India, those who follow the Vedic tradition, we do know for granted that the individual soul, that is this body, mind, identified spirit that is free, this goes under transmigrations, birth after birth after birth. And during all these births after births after births, one goes through diverse process of experiences of bitter and sweeter experiences of life. Natural. We see it all over, everywhere, in your life, my life, everybody's life. And this is the process, or this is the processing of the human soul toward, again, to get back to its home, from where it started its journey, from one to many and from many to oneness. So here, I became instrument of the divine, to be instructed by my master, to follow a path of simple surrender, devotion, and that bhakti or saranagati, or that which we call as pure devotional surrender, so that you become an instrument of the divine to realize what little you have got to do in this world once you are surrendered to these cosmic forces, and rhyme with it, dance with it, celebrate with it, be part, but at the same time be so much melted into it that you even forget that you are a part, as if it is totally, holistically taken care by the wholeness. This was it. This is how my spiritual master had gradually transmitted his divine powers that he got out of so much austere practices in the Himalayas. He had passed it on to me year after year, because I stayed close to him. I left my job, resigned from a lecturership job in a college, and then joined my Guru's ashram. And there, at his feet, when I served him and his ashram and all the other activities of the ashram, it was not that I was always meditating. No, I was absolutely busy in 1,000 things of the mundane world. But the instructions of the master was that do everything, but at the same time become conscious of the doer inside of you. Find out who is doing all that you are doing every day. This was the beginning of the journey. And as I did what little I could, because most often I'd forget everything, and I'll be completely, once again, doing exactly by default. I am the doer. I have to do. And if whatever I have done, if it has really been appreciated by everybody, I was happy. If it was not, I felt sad that I couldn't perform well. So things that is very natural to every human happened, everything during my times with my master when I was under his instructions. It was like a tuition that I was taking from him. And he had taken me through different courses, but instructed me in simple things and simple ways by which I could realize that the spiritual path is not difficult. It's possibly the easiest. What we trade in our life, the way we live in our life, the way we go to schools, colleges, universities, and then finally the way we get a job or a business, and the way we try to just establish ourselves and to make money and to have a good relationship with a male or a female of the opposite gender, or to maintain the relations in the world, my goodness, is a huge task. It's not easy. It's the most difficult thing. But that which is the simplest of the simple, connecting to our source within, that has been kept out of our reach. No schools, no colleges, no universities, no education system, no political system, no economic system, no system whatsoever would even give you the glimpse of it. They will always tell you, move out into the external world and be a consumer or be a capitalist, either of the two. This is what I have seen. But as I told you, but when you really are ready enough, then the divine grace descends, and then gradually you grow from inside without much efforts. And believe me, I did not have to do hours and hours of meditation. I did not have to do lots of austerities. Yes, I did. By divine will, I went to the Himalayas. Yes, I was in a retreat. Yes, for years on, I was going through toughest tests of my life. But still, I'll say, that's nothing compared to what people all over the world go through to make both ends meet. It's equally difficult. So please, I'm saying all these as a prelude to what I'm going to do with you. I'm going to basically, this is the book. When I started visiting US year after year, I used to give extempore talks at different places. And a few places they started recording my talks. Finally, it was for one of our wonderful friends and a devotee, and now a wonderful follower of this beautiful mission, and Shannon, who lives in Portland, Oregon. She sent me a message once that, Baba, it will be wonderful if we could collect from the people who have had occasions to meet you, collect your talks and keep it in their place. If they would give those recorded messages of yours, I can transcribe them, and we can find out if we could ever publish your talks into written words so that people can read it, because otherwise you'll be lost. And I said, that is okay, as long as you wish to do it, why not give it a try? And she did it. And finally, a book was born out of this. 30 days of practice and 30 days of reading the books. The book is more like a manual. It's like a practice manual. And the name of the book is Your Mind, Your Best Friend. This is born out of the lectures that I've given in different parts of the United States giving my tour since 1990, and subsequently transcribed by Anne Shannon. And then subsequently, both of us, for a long time, we exchanged mails after mails after mails to finally give it a shape of a book, which is this. And now on, I will regularly, episodes and series of talks, which will be based on this particular book, Your Mind, Your Best Friend. You can find it in Amazon, in all over the world, plus in India too, .in or .com. You can find it everywhere. It's very inexpensive that way, but at the same time, this is going to be something which will be like the universe is talking to you. You don't know. Anytime, any moment, you wish to hear the whispers of the universal force. Just open the book, any page, and read a few lines. It'll appear as a magic. It's not a magic. This is exactly what happens when anything comes to you from the source of the source, the one and only. When it comes from that source, without any interference, through an instrument, then it becomes equally powerful. And that's the reason I'm saying this book could change your life as it has done to many. I have received innumerable number of letters, mails, messages that this book changed their life. In Amazon also, if you go in the review section, you'll see people have so much given their heart pouring, how much they've been benefited. So I thought, why not? I read this to go a little deeper. See, when you see the ocean on the surface, it is one thing. But is that what ocean is all about? About big and small different waves? And during the times of the storms, it is like a ferocious thing. Is that all the ocean is? Definitely not. Once you become a diver, just dive 10 feet down and you will find there is a calmer ocean. Go further 10 feet down, you'll see a calm ocean and the tranquility and the peace and the world there. And all that you see there and experience and feel is absolutely stunningly different from what you saw the ocean all these days on the surface. That's exactly what our life is, on the surface, with the mind and the body, with the intelligence, all the interpretations that we keep on doing and doing and doing, all the knowledge that we talk about, everything that we do, they're only scratching the surface of the ocean. And that ocean is deeper than the deepest. It's fathomless. It is bottomless. It's infinite. And that's mind. That's mind. Mind in its impure state is like that wavy ocean and its big tides. But the same mind, if you become a diver, like a meditator, a contemplator, when you start contemplating upon the source of your mind, when you start to contemplate upon the source of your breathing that you are inhaling or exhaling, when you start to find how is this discerning intelligence is there between the right and the wrong, between the evil and the good, between the bad and the ugly, what is creating this discernment? How is this all happening?